Hi, I'm Matt from HockeyReviews.ca. This is a very quick kind of video. I did a poll on my Instagram page about which video or which piece of gear and stuff I should do a video on next. And the vote ended up being my trip to Just Hockey and what I ended up picking up. So I'm going to be talking about that. I am going to be asking that question again through the YouTube poll and on Instagram. So make sure you check those out and vote, because it will see like what the next piece of gear is. I'll show it in right now. I'll show you all the options, just pieces that are in that, and we'll talk about them. For now, we are going to take a look at what I grabbed at Just Hockey. But before that, if you are purchasing any gear or equipment, and generally if you're in the US, please check out the link to Pure Hockey in the description below. Doing so and making a purchase through that by clicking that link gives me a kickback to help support the channel so I can keep doing what I'm doing. If you're in Canada, obviously check out Just Hockey. They helped me out with some of the stuff from this video. So it would be greatly appreciated if you ended up going there, make a purchase, let them know it was from me, and again, it helps me out with the channel. So anyways, so Just Hockey hooked me up with a couple of items when I went there. One was this ultrasonic stick. So because of them, I'm able to use this and test it out. So I'm very grateful for that and thankful for them for that. So I'll be doing a full long-term review on this once I can get back on the ice and actually use stuff more. I also ended up picking up a pair of goalie skates, which will be in a different video because I got to milk this as much as possible for content. And the other thing I grabbed was a Ccm Ft3 Pro. So full disclosure, they did not give me this stick. They did give me the Supreme ultrasonic stick. This one they swapped out. I already had a Ft3 Pro, but I didn't have the curve I wanted. They swapped out the curve for me, so I'm really thankful that they did that for me. Greatly appreciate it. I'm also going to be doing a full long-term review on this as well. While we're on the topic of sticks, I will be having polls again, user interaction, for both of these sticks on which grips I should use for them. I'll have it for the Jet Speed first. So we have all these different colors right here. These are tennis over grips. So I'll have a poll up there on Instagram about which color I should use on my Ft3 Pro, or if I should use lizard skins. So, and then I'll do another one for the ultrasonic as well. So you guys get to choose what color grips are on my sticks, just because why not? We'll do something fun with that. These gloves, like the purchase of these gloves was not really intentional, but I'm going to give you a bit of a backstory first. Bought these gloves from Just Hockey before. These are obviously true XC9 Pro Stock gloves in Arizona Coyotes Kachina colorways. I love the color of them and everything. The gloves are absolutely terrible for Pro Stock gloves. Like the fingers don't straighten out and stuff. They're just not very good. But I love the colors, and I wasn't going to use them anyways. They're just a display glove because of the colors, so it didn't really matter if they weren't any good. They were a really solid price, so I bought them at Just Hockey. When I was on their website, I was checking out that they had these Z-spec, so they're Warrior. They say AX1s, but they're really franchise. You can tell by the index finger protection right here. They're Warrior franchises with Henrik Zetterberg specs. They're not exactly Henrik Zetterberg specs, but they're very, very close from what I understand. So these are Warrior franchise. They're 13.5 inches. You can see the very short cuff, but you can also see this really interesting slash guard. Mesh gussets, normal, they're Nash material. No flex thumb. This thing is awesome and I love it. I really, really like this slash guard. It's a phenomenal design and I'm gonna go into it in a second. So I've seen like there's a lot of people collecting this style of glove. Zetterberg's, I think, version didn't have the stitch on letters. It was the screen print letters, because all Warriors at one point made in Canada gloves were screen printed, and that's what a lot of the NHL guys had. Then they went to the stitched on, but now you can kind of see them going back to the screen printed on specific models for NHL players. Like you'll see Warrior Luxes used by, I think, well, Jason Spezza is one of them. Then there's another guy in the Stars. I think it's whoever their really good defenseman is. I'll put it over. I can't remember. So they have like a slightly different version of what the Warrior glove was. So they had like the screen printed cuff. AX1, again, this is a franchise, or sorry, this is a franchise. You can tell by this design here in the thumb design. This isn't an AX1 glove, but they would label them differently based on like what was more modern at the time. So this is a really interesting glove. It's not a pro stock, but it's basically a pro stock. Just Hockey has a bunch of gloves like, well, these are legit pro stocks, but they also have like these really interesting Marion Hossa spec gloves, which are like Ccm ones. Are really nice too. And they also have a bunch of other pro stock gloves that I might end up going home with next time. But yeah, so these are really interesting. I ended up buying them. My producer, her favorite team is the Washington Capitals, so I actually bought her Capitals gloves in the past. And specifically, I think they're Michael Latta gloves. They're too big for her to wear, and they're a display case glove. These, though, fit her because they're 13.5. She can wear them, and they're fairly tight fitting, especially on the back end. They feel like a narrow, I would say, or at least they're 13s, and I'm used to bigger gloves, so they feel pretty tight. So she's going to try to wear these because she likes them. They're not really pro stock, but she also likes Hedring Zetterberg, so it's kind of his spec gloves on her favorite team. It kind of just works. So I ended up buying these. They weren't given it to me for free, but I just want to make it very clear. So I ended up buying these because they're really interesting, specifically this cuff, and I really like the design of them. And so now we're talking about it. So I think this cuff is one of the most ingenious designs in hockey. Like, I love the 11Ks for their flex cuff. Warrior had a decent flex cuff on the QRLs. Warrior copies the flex cuff on the QRLs for their pro stock gloves. I showed pictures of that on my Instagram, so check that out. This cuff design is really, really interesting because, as you can see, it flexes with you. So while it has a short cuff for less, so you have more mobility and everything, it flexes with you to get that slash protection. And this is plastic with a foam underneath, and it is kind of soft underneath too. And this is the nice Warrior liner stuff. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but this is way nicer than what's on in my opinion, the new retail gloves. This one not being an actual made in Canada spec glove, like the quality of this is awesome, and I think better than what Warrior has come out for retail recently. The foams are dual density with a softer at the bottom and really, really hard at the top. But again, this and everything, like, protection feels really great except on the outside, but Warrior's always been bad at that. But this cuff is what is awesome and how it works. So basically, it is connected to this piece right here. So there's this elastic piece right here that pulls the cuff down when you bend your arm down. And it's also attached right here, as you can see. So when you put your hand in, it just kind of floats like that. But then when you bend your hand, it moves with your wrist, and that's an awesome design. I really like it. These are really cool spec gloves, and I'm a huge fan of them. They still had a couple pairs left when I was there. They had Tampa Bay, they had Ottawa Senators, and I think they had Pittsburgh Penguins with a white, so black with a white cuff. Tampa Bay and Ottawa are obvious what they are. These are really cool. I kind of wish I don't tell people that because I kind of want more to wear them. But these are really cool gloves. I definitely suggest checking them out. The link to their website is below. And yeah, if you do purchase anything through there, let Just Hockey know on Instagram that they're from this video or from my channel. That would be great, helpful. But yeah, so this is what people voted on to see, and I want to talk about because these gloves are really, really cool. And yeah, so that's about it for this video. This is kind of a quick one, short one, just going over something that I think is a pretty cool piece of gear. Let me know what you think of these gloves. Would you wear a glove like this? Do you think this cuff is a good idea? And remember to check out my Instagram page so you can vote on which grips go on which sticks in the future. So thank you very much for watching this video. If you ever do buy a piece of gear because of one of my videos, please reach out to manufacturer, let them know on social media. It helps me get on the radar so I can do more videos and make content like this. And hopefully do more long-term reviews of stuff like the sticks. Thank you for Just Hockey for that. And if you are buying any equipment outside of Canada, check out the link in the description to Pure Hockey. Following that link, making a purchase gives me a kickback so I can keep doing videos like this as well. And if you're in Canada, check out Just Hockey, link in the description as well. Thank you very much for watching, and take it easy, and check back on Instagram to vote on what the next piece of gear content is.
You're watching HockeyReviews.ca.